Hey, everybody. So it is time for another day of devotions. Today we are in Psalm 100. So go ahead and hit pause, and a reminder that the reference that we're reading today, along with the discussion questions, are down in the comments. So go ahead and hit pause, read Psalm 100, and come on back. All right. So this week we are talking about us. Christians is God's treasured possessions. And Psalm 100 is going to play off a bit from what we heard yesterday in Exodus. So this grouping of the Psalms, Psalm 100 is actually the last Psalm in this group, and the overarching context of multiple Psalms put together is the Lord's rule. And so Psalm 100 is the ending psalm for this group of Psalms. And in it, it's talking all about praising God. And it starts, there's actually two different sections in Psalm 100. And the first section and the second section both start the same way, with an invitation to worship, and then followed by the reason for worship. And this is, I think, really important when we look at what we talked about yesterday with Exodus and being called God's chosen treasure, treasured possessions, and that He has known since the beginning of everything how He would save us, how He would do all the acting, how He would call us His children. And this means that we get to worship Him. We get to thank Him. We get to sing His praises for everything that He has done for us, and none of it is deserved. And this allows us to worship with joy instead of cowering in fear of a vengeful God. Now, just for clarification, that doesn't mean that we don't fear God, because He is the Almighty. He is the maker of heaven and earth. He is the one who saved us. He is all in all, and that's it. Like he can be well, he is, right? A bit scary, intimidating in that regard, just because He's so awesome and we are so not, right? We are temporal, we are inferior, we are not smart, we are not powerful, we can't create anything. And God can do all that plus more. So the fear that we should have for God is a healthy fear, a understanding of His position versus our position, right? And so with that in mind, understanding who God is, what power He has, and coupling that with the understanding that He chose us to love, He chose us to save, He chose us to call His treasured possession. This is why we worship Him. This is why we praise Him. And in this psalm, it talks about, in verse 3, how the Lord is God, and He made us. We are His people, the sheep of His pasture. So it starts off that verse with the understanding of where God is and where we are. And then it rolls into the praise, supplication, the adoration that we, his people, the sheep of his pasture, his treasured possessions, what our response is to this Almighty God who has chosen us. And I keep using the word chosen for a reason. It's because God didn't have to do that. He didn't have to choose us. This is his action towards us. This is the one-sided covenant that we talked about yesterday. This reality of our life as a Christian, that we are loved by God. We are called by God. And our response is to praise and thank him, serve and obey him, love and honor him. And when we talk about this idea of worship, that's one way that we do all these things. We love and honor him when we love our neighbor. We show him respect when we forgive others. Right? Remember the Lord's Prayer, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. This is a part of what it means of being called God's treasured possessions. It means that we recognize the abundant gifts that God has given us. We praise and thank him for them. And our response is to give to others the forgiveness that he has given us, to give to others the love that he has given us. We are called to be little Christs, little Jesuses in this world, to be his representatives here on earth. So there you go. There's our Psalm 100. Now tomorrow we will be into the New Testament. So we'll talk to you then. Bye.